Ciao, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Monday, February 22, 2021. The data updated last night say that in Italy we have administered the first dose of the vaccine to 3,498,000 people, 5.76% of the population. 1,330,000 of them received the second dose too. The ranking of the regions by percentage of vaccinations made compared to the doses delivered say that in the first three places from the top are Valle d'Aosta, Tuscany and Campania. In the last three places from the bottom continue to stay Calabria, Liguria and Molise. As every Monday, just a few numbers about the situation of the contagion in Italy. Over the past 7 days, we averaged 12,141 new positives per day, a percentage change of minus 0.9% compared with the previous 7 days. The highest values among the regions are currently found in Lombardy, plus 19.5% in the last 7 days compared with the previous 7, Abruzzo plus 18%, Tuscany plus 10.7%, Emilia-Romagna plus 10.1%, and then Trentino Alto Adige, Molise, Basilicata, Veneto and Marche. In the same period, the average change in the number of patients admitted to the COVID wards in Italy was minus 4.2%. With regard to intensive care units, instead, in the last 7 days, the average change was 0. The numbers are exactly the same as the last previous 7 days. On average, in the last 7 days, we have 304 deaths per day. In the previous 7 days, they were 347, with a variation of minus 9.5%. As I always say, the minuses are good news because they show a trend that goes in the right direction. Right now, the problem is mainly the shortage of vaccines. Yesterday, AstraZeneca added a new cut to those already announced. 566,000 doses were supposed to arrive, 60,000 less were delivered. But in addition to the shortage of doses, the speed of vaccination is also lacking. We have administered 73% of the doses delivered, although this is often due to the need to keep aside the vials needed for booster shots. We have had 4,700,000 doses, and another 7,700,000 are expected in March. If we look at the ratio between the number of doses administered and population, we are the second country in the EU after Germany, the first for population vaccinated with double dose. In addition, in the second quarter of this year, we expect another 64 million doses. The new government has immediately started working to figure out where to organize these vaccinations, involving the civil protection, the Italian FIMA. In addition, the government yesterday signed the agreement with the regions and the association that coordinates the Italian doctors. The vaccination campaign will also involve the 35,000 general practitioners, those closest to the families, the doctors chosen by every Italian where we go as a first visit if we have health problems, distributed throughout the country. The doctors we trust most. It was a decision that so many Italians were asking for, but the previous government had failed to close this deal. The new government did it. As of yesterday, restrictions in place to contain the coronavirus pandemic have changed in some Italian regions. Campania, Molise and Emilia-Romagna have passed from the yellow zone to the orange zone. In the orange zone, you are allowed to move freely only within your municipality. You can move outside only for work, health or necessity reasons. These three regions are added to Umbria, Abruzzo, Tuscany, Liguria and the autonomous provinces of Trento and Bolzano, which were already in orange zone. All the other regions will remain in the yellow zone, that is the one with the least restrictions. In addition, today the government will decide to extend until the end of March the stop to mobility between regions. For the first time in the world, a surgical robot has removed a malignant kidney tumor on an awake patient, and it happened in Italy, in Turin, Piedmont. The patient is a 62-year-old Italian woman who had already defeated the tumor thanks to the removal of a lung, and for this reason she could not undergo general anesthesia because she would have an 80% risk of dying from respiratory problems. The choice of the robotic system built in Italy and called Da Vinci was obliged because otherwise there was the almost certainty of spreading the tumor, being a mass with liquid content, in a patient who risked to move during the surgery. It was a perfect success, a surgery carried out also by means of innovative technologies of three-dimensional reconstruction of images. The tumor was completely removed and the patient's kidney was saved. This is the Italy I adore, the Italy that innovates and delivers. Yesterday was a particularly emotional day for Italy. It was February 21, 2020, when the first official Italian case of coronavirus was recorded in the small town of Codogno in Lombardy. It was a sunny day, exactly like yesterday. The population found itself in the middle of a nightmare never seen nor imagined before. Before February 21st, 2020, COVID was only mentioned in Italy for a couple of Chinese tourists hospitalized at the Spallanzani Hospital in Rome, and direct flights from China had been blocked. But it was on February 21st that everything dramatically precipitated. After weeks spent trying to figure out how patient zero got the virus, later we learned that the virus had already been circulating for days, but nobody knew. In that terrible February 21st, 2020, also arrived the first death for COVID in Italy, and that too was understood only later. It was a 78-year-old retired man living in the small town of Vo Euganeo in the Veneto region, who took the virus by playing cards with his friends in the bar in the middle of the main square of the small town, sharing a good glass of wine, something almost every Italian had done before that day, and probably no one has done after since now. So yesterday, Italy remembered the almost 100,000 Italians who in 1 year have been killed by this nasty virus, and the President of the Italian Republic, Sergio Mattarella, wanted to celebrate and thank all the medical and paramedical staff that everywhere in Italy has helped to save so many Italian lives. It's all for now, it's all for today. Please stay safe and stay healthy, take care of yourselves. My name is Umberto Mucci, this was We the ItaliaNews. I'll see you next Wednesday. Ciao from Rome.